brother and I are third-generation builders. It's been in our blood for a long time. Our uncles and grandfathers started building boats back in the 50s, kind of carried through the family until my parents got into boat building really heavily back in the 60s and 70s, and that led to us as a family starting Blue Wave in 1992 from scratch in our garage with our life savings, kind of the American dream. To go from our garage with a blueprint drawing of a 19-foot boat to where we are today, we're extremely blessed. And that passion, that drive continues as we expand both the original product line and into new segments like the Silver Wave pontoons.
So our team today builds some of the finest bay boats on the market, from that 19-foot boat that you're talking about that can go in as little as 1 foot of water. We have the world's largest bay boat on the market today in our 28 Pure Hybrid and our 28 Makaira hull. And it allows the customers to go 90 miles offshore if they wanted to venture out and catch snapper or laying on the rigs. It's an exciting product mix that we offer, and we like to feel like we have a complete line of bay boats with the introduction of our new 26-footer that just came out this summer, from 19 to 28 feet, that satisfies any customer within that space that's looking for a bay boat.
We get the opportunity to build something that's tangible when it leaves the building, that has the opportunity of creating memories for a lot of families out there. We work hard to drive quality and drive value into our product, so that when it gets there for the everyday working person and they get the weekend with their family, the last thing we want is that they have some kind of problem with their Silver Wave or their Blue Wave, and that they just get to go enjoy the weekend and have fun.
It's unique being in an industry in which you build something that everybody wants but nobody really needs. And so you get the creativity and flexibility and uniqueness of participating in people's life events and memories. So there's only one opportunity for a grandson to catch his first fish on granddad's boat, or a granddaughter to ride their first tube. And being a part of that is a great opportunity that I relish and love about the industry and Blue Wave boats.
We really pride ourselves on a coined phrase in our plant called "right from me," and we pride each and every department, each and every employee, and basically to be a craftsman to produce a product that they would be happy that their family would own. And they take ownership of that product, that boat that they're building in their specific station, before it moves on, and it needs to be right from me. And don't push anything down the line that's not right or that you wouldn't want for your family to spend their hard-earned money on, because it is a luxury product and we're ultimately selling fun for somebody and their family to enjoy. And if you wouldn't want it for your family, don't call it right from me and send it on.
We go from literally 2 owners on site to 130, 140 owner mentalities on the floor. So it's about each employee owning their job, and they become basically mini owners of the company.
When we see the boats go out the door and it's actually a finished product, we know that we took care of it. You know, we put all of our effort into it, and it is to the best of our ability. And it gives us a sense of completion, but more of a wholeness, knowing that, hey, we done this. You know, we done it with everything we had in us, and that we know that when the customer receives it, it's going to be a good boat, and they're going to be happy with the finished product of it.
Quality is built into every station in the factory. We've literally built a test tank in the foundation of the building that we water test every single boat in our factory to make sure that it passes our quality standards before it gets shipped out of the factory and it reaches the customer.
So when you come into the plant, you see that the stage starts with the preparation and the delicacies you put into your molds, which we put a ton of work into our design, into our producing our molds, into bracing our molds so that they hold the same shape year after year, boat after boat. And you start with the gel coat layer. You know, everybody thinks in a car, the last thing as it rolls off the line, it gets whatever the fresh coat of paint is. Well, on a boat, you start with an inside-out mold, and you apply the gel coat. So whatever the final color of the boat's going to be is where you start. Then you get into the really interesting thing about fiberglass. There's so many different ways to do it. We happen to capitalize on all the methods and really are putting a lot of investment into some of the newer techniques that get more and more consistency, lighter weight, better cosmetic finishes throughout the parts, and we expand and use the different segments of fiberglass manufacturing to give the customer the ultimate best value. So in our holes, they're 100% hand laid. We engineer sheets of fiberglass to get specific thicknesses. We apply the liquid resin and hardener separately, and then we hand work out every air bubble, every imperfection in the bottom of the boat, and we squeegee out excess resin.
More resin you have into a fiberglass product, an FRP part, the more brittle and prone to breaking or cracking it's going to be. So you want to reduce that resin mass as much as possible. What that does for us is gives us a perfectly even, consistent thickness. We're able to minimize the consumption of resin easier. So hand laying gives us that ability as well.
So in the old days, that's the exact same way race boats were built, because you needed maximum strength, lightest weight. We still think that's the best way to do the hull because it's the largest consumption of fiberglass. And at the end of the day, the boats are getting bigger, but the fish are still in those shallow waters. They're not moving out deeper. So we've got to keep our boats lightweight and extremely strong. We try to stay competitive, but we give you from what you can't see all the way up to what you can see maximum value. So when we engineered our stringer system, it is the most robust stringer system in the market because that is what holds the hull of the boat to the cockpit of the boat and provides the foundation for life. So a lot of people that ride in our boats that have ridden in a bunch of others comment on how stable it is, how there's no rattling, there's no twisting. That's a direct correlation with the foundation and the way that we build our boats. And that's the effort and the passion we put in where customers can't even see unless they come to the factory or really dive into the brochure and the marketing. So we do that process all the way through, including 100% foam filled below the floor, so the boat's virtually unsinkable. We even one day pulled a boat off the line back when I was in charge of marketing, and I told my dad I wanted to take a boat off the line and cut it in half and take some pictures of it, and you should have seen the way he looked at me. It was like, you really want to destroy a boat to take a picture. So there, you told me, Dad, pictures are worth 1,000 words, so we did it. We loaded that boat 1,000 pounds over the capacity rating. You still can't sink it. So that's the kind of boat we want to put our families in. That's the kind of boat we want to sell and put other families in. We want to be very proud of the safety along with the performance of the boat once it hits the market.
When we compete in a 24-foot market or a 26-foot market in the bay category, we want to be the best. We want to have the best performance. We want to have the best features. We want to be the best in the class. And that's what I want people to associate with us. We're never going to be the most expensive boat. We're never going to be the cheapest boat. We're going to fall right in that dollar for dollar value. We're going to be the best on the market for the money. And that's where we really pride ourselves on being very, very feature-rich and packed for the price. And it's a fun place to be, and it's exciting to hear customers tell us how smooth the boats ride or how much they enjoy their products. And it all starts with that family tradition of third-generation boat builders and being a family-owned business and being at the plant every day, watching the products built. It's carrying a family legacy on for us, and we take that very seriously and take a lot of pride in what we do.